This is my story of working at Hanna-Barbera Home Video. When I was young, I can remember driving by Hanna-Barbera Studios. It was a really unique building, and I used to think how much fun it would be to work in there. I'd also been a big fan of the Flintstones when I was little and loved watching them on TV. And as fate would have it, I got a job there. I got to work in their home video division. I was hired as the director of marketing and was going to oversee the design and production of all their marketing materials and do the PR and basically revitalize that arm of the studio. David Kirshner was now running this whole studio, and he had been appointed to that position in 1989. But Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera still remained the co-chairs of the studio with him. Carl Lindner, who owned he was a junk bond king and had a company called Great American out of Cincinnati, Ohio, had purchased the studio, and we were just part of a big portfolio. He also owned Chiquita Banana. This was sort of what was happening during the 1990s. The studio had a lot of things going on at the time. We had a lot of new shows that were on the various networks, and it also was decided that we would open some retail stores so that we could compete with Disney. So we had these different stores located in malls across the country, and we worked with licensors, and we had t-shirts and plush toys and all the fun merchandise you could imagine that would come out of a place like Hanna-Barbera. And at the time, David Kirshner was also working on The Dreamer of Oz, which was going to premiere actually on the television as well. So it was a really fun time to be there. I got to help put the employee gift catalog together, and since we were always on a shoestring budget, my staff and I even got to star in the catalog. I represented the Jumbo's Scooby nightshirt. One of my first jobs in my new role was to put together a new catalog, and we also had a new series to release called The Pirates of Dark Water that David Kirshner had created. And we had to go to Carl Lindner and Great American and beg for money to do something fun. So my staff and I dressed up as pirates and charged into the room, greatly humiliating ourselves. But because we did get the money so we could do some fun things, putting this out on home video. We also had all of the staples that everyone expects from Hanna-Barbera, but we got fun old shows like Johnny Quest out of the vault and really dialed it up, created all kinds of really cute things that you could collect, like a whole series of stickers with Johnny and Haji and Bandit, and really tried to make this a fun thing for kids, having a mission and being part of the team. So that was a really fun project to work on. That was probably one of my favorites that I got to do when I was there. And then, of course, we had, Yogi and, who doesn't like stickers and a coloring sheet? We always had to put that out there so that when kids opened the video, they would have something fun to get, kind of that old gift with purchase. And then good old Huckleberry Hound and Dastardly and Muttley. We brightened up all the colors for the home video division and tried to really touch on that nostalgia, the fun for kids and the kid in you, so that people that were now in their 30s and 40s having kids wanted to share the cartoons that they loved when they were young with their kids. And it was fun for me because I even got to have my goddaughter star in the catalog, so that was cute. And, like I said, the colors were a lot more vibrant, kind of, playing off what was happening in the fashion market at the time, kind of a lot of hot pinks and day-glow colors. And so, and we were trying to really make the graphics bolder and just really trying to anything to get the retailers and kids excited about Hanna-Barbera cartoons. We also partnered with Hallmark at the time and did a series called Timeless Tales, where we had Olivia Newton-John be the host, and we put these out in 6-packs and tried to have all the stories that kids knew, from The Ugly Duckling and The Emperor's New Clothes, and and actually threw those stickers in there again. We even created our own music video called Rapping and Rhyming, where we used some live-action kids with our animated characters. We used to always look at what was coming out theatrically in the movie theaters so we could tie into other publicity. So we did that with Robin Hood, and then we realized we had the Addams Family cartoons in our library. So when the Addams Family came out in the movie theater, we could kind of piggyback on all the great publicity that was going on around that, and we put that out. So that was a good tie-in. We tried to come up with all these clever ways to get the retailers to put Hanna-Barbera videos front and center. So we had this 6-foot big bot bag of Fred to give to them. And interestingly enough, our #1 selling video series was called The Greatest Adventure: Stories from the Bible. We sold over 1 million units of that. And just like when I had been at Embassy Home Entertainment, at Hanna-Barbera, I was also in charge of the booth for the big Video Software Dealers Association convention that was held in Las Vegas. The Hanna-Barbera booth was really a lot of fun to work on and create because we had so many great bedrock themes that we could put into the booth. And we had the costume characters, Fred, and we put together all kinds of fun, what they call POP or point of purchase displays for the video retailers. And we brought Joe Barbera there to sign autographs, and he was such a huge hit. He was great with customers. And Entertainment Tonight even came over and they put him on the TV, which was fun. We also had Don Messick at the booth, and oh gosh, he was such a fun person. He did so many voices of the Hanna-Barbera characters. Most people, know him as Scooby-Doo, but he was great signing autographs as well. Well, the big Hanna-Barbera property was the Flintstones, and during this time, there was even a script that was being worked on for a live-action movie, and it also happened to be the 30th anniversary. So I was charged with that as one of my duties, is to be in charge of the whole thing. And so, oh my gosh, we had just so much publicity. We worked with the Hollywood Reporter, and we had a special issue done that was just all dedicated to the Flintstones. And it was really incredible, and it's really fun to look back at that now and just see all the wonderful companies that we worked with over the years, and all the different licensing products from Cocoa Puffs and the McPhee Company, who was our advertising agency, and the Lippin Group, that was our PR agency. And it's kind of neat to reflect back and realize all these different places that a lot of them just don't exist anymore. So I was really glad I kept this special issue of this celebration. And one of the other things that we did is we created a really fun, way to honor Fred with a special video. And oh gosh, we had parades and all kinds of TV coverage, you name it. Yep, we even created a special animated logo for the 30th anniversary. I even had a really rockin' bedrock party in celebration of the 30th myself. Hanna-Barbera was a really special place. It was a true family, just like Embassy was, working for these smaller companies that really cared about the employees. When we got our Christmas cards, they were all actually personalized to us. And again, they had these great Christmas parties where they invited you and a guest, and put on a really great time for all the employees. It was really great. Our motto was, we do it all for you. And we did a video for the video retailers where the staff wrote the music and actually starred in it. I think we just had a blast.
Now we're here to help, so listen up, yo. This is how it's done in home video. Those creative types call this a job. Check out those heads and say start to bar. Now over here's something to catch your eye. It's pretty cool, but that's no surprise. Amazing product that's on your shelves. What do you think? This stuff was made by elves?
We do it all for you. We do it all for you. We do it all for you. We do it all for you.
We like to make our customers feel at home. If there's an order you need, pick up the phone. We process fast, that's no lie. You won't wait long, it will arrive, cause our inventory room's always stocked. Our doors are open, all you do is knock. We've got posters, costumes, so understand it's all here for you if you need a hand.
We do it all for you. We do it all for you. We do it all for you. We do it all for you.
We are the once upon a time heroes. If you want profits, watch the show. It's got everything you need to know about Hanna-Barbera Home Video.
We do it all for you. We do it all for you. We do it all for you.
And then, like so many companies in the 80s and 90s that were being gobbled up, we got bought by Turner. And it was a pretty bad day. They came in and pretty much fired the whole company, and I was the only one that was kept, and now I was going to be the director of worldwide marketing under Turner. I think I stayed in that job for maybe 6 months before I moved on. It just wasn't the same. But I'll always remember Hanna-Barbera. It was a wonderful place to work.